Chapter 5. Saving them all is what's driving him mad. The cramp takes my whole back at once, and I bite down so hard I taste blood, and I do not scream, because screaming means they come in, and they cannot come in. Hold it. Breathe. I can't breathe. The muscles along my spine have locked into a single iron bar, and my legs are drawn up and shaking, and I am on my side on the floor of the tent where I fell out of the meditation posture some time ago. An hour, a day, I have lost the shape of time. And the extraction frequency is still in me, still ringing through my flesh like a struck bell that will not stop, and my body cannot find the bottom of it. Every muscle vibrates wrong. Every nerve sits raw. I reach for the stillness meditation needs, and the stillness is not there because there is no still place left in me to stand on. Something surfaces. Unbidden. Ugly. You should have let the twins' father die. I go cold. I don't think that. I would never. The thought arrives whole and vicious out of nowhere, a flat, cruel wish. You tore yourself apart for people who let your mother be too busy for you, let them fade, let them all fade. And it is not mine, it is not me. And I shove it down hard, down under the pain, and hold it there, and my hands are shaking harder now, and not only from the cramp. Where did that come from? The bond is thin, VL is far. I can feel the distance of him, a warmth stretched to a thread across the void, present but too far to reach into, and I've never felt so alone as I do knowing exactly how not alone I was a day ago. He would know what that thought was. He would name it in 3 words, and I would understand it, and it would stop frightening me. He is not here. He is on his moon. And I am on the floor of a tent with a mind that just wished death on a sick man's father, and no one to tell me why. The consciousness goes. I am small, and I am standing in the doorway of my mother's healing hall in Cyrusal, and I have been standing there for a long time. I have cut my hand. It is not bad. It is the kind of cut a child brings to his mother because the cut is not the point. The bringing is the point, and I am holding it out in front of me and waiting for her to look up from the soldier on the table whose chest is open with green light. There are other healers. Any of them could close a child's hand in a breath, but I want her. I have decided, with the whole stubborn certainty of a small boy, that I will wait for her and no one else. And I stand in the doorway, and I wait, and the green light moves in her hands. Someone else comes. A younger healer, kind, crouching to my level. Let me see, little one. And I pull my hand back and I shake my head, because it has to be her. And the younger healer sighs and goes back to the work that matters, and I keep standing there. She looks up once. Across the whole hall, over the body she is saving, her eyes find me in the doorway with my small hand held out, and something crosses her face. I know now what it was. I did not know then. It was the calculation, the weighing, the dying man against the boy who is not dying. And she makes the choice she always made, the only choice a good healer can make, the choice I cannot even hate her for. And she says gently, across the room, "I'll come when I can, Corven." And she bends back to the light. I waited until the dark came. She did not come. She was saving someone. She was always saving someone. And standing in that doorway, small, holding a cut that had stopped hurting hours ago, I learned the thing I have carried my whole life, that I would always be the one who was not dying, and so I would always be the one who waited, and the waiting had no end, because there is always someone dying somewhere for my mother to choose instead. I come back to the tent floor with tears on my face that are not from the pain, and a fury in my chest so pure and so old it has its own gravity. And on the heels of the fury, the intrusive thing, worse this time, wearing reason like a coat. She's outside the tent right now. She wants in now that you can do what she never could. Let her stand out there. Let her feel what the doorway felt like. Make her wait until the dark comes. Make her wait forever. And the terrible part, the part that has me pressing my forehead to the cold ground and shaking, is that for 1 second, 1 full second, I want to. The thought is sweet. It has teeth, and it is sweet, and part of me wants to open my hand and let it drive. No, I push it down. It fights me. It does not want to go the way the corruption did not want to come, and I hold it under with everything I have left, and I understand, lying on the floor of a tent in agony, that this is the real danger. Not the cramps, not the frequency ringing in my flesh. This The thoughts that come now, uninvited, cruel, reasonable, seductive, and how close I just came to letting one of them be true. My people were never built to carry this. There is no Verdani who has ever stood where I am standing, and I have no map for it, and no elder to ask, and the one being who might understand is a thread of warmth on the far side of the sky. One slip, that is all it would take. One moment I stop holding, and the sweet, cruel thing takes the wheel, and I do not come back from that. I have seen where that road goes. I can feel where it goes. So I hold, on the floor, in the dark, dancing on the tip of the sword, with a body that won't stop screaming and a mind that keeps handing me knives. The tent flap moves. 300,000 kilometers away, in a hall of light, they are noticing me. And I had forgotten what that felt like. The remembrance halls open around me, vault on vault of stored light, the memory of my people held in luminous strata that go down farther than sight, every recollection of every age we have kept when the rest of creation forgot. I have not been here in longer than I can easily count. When I fell, when I was diminished, I stopped coming, because a diminished thing does not belong among the memory of what we were. I did my work at the edges of worlds, and I did not come home to the light. I came home to the light today, and they felt me arrive. I feel them feeling it, other Ethivori, moving through the strata, pausing, turning their attention towards me the way a room turns toward a sound. And what stops them is not that the solitary one has returned, it is what I am carrying. My glow, my density, the resonance coming off me that should not be coming off a fallen thing, because fallen things do not brighten, they do not undim, they do not climb back up the ladder they were cast down. It has never happened. And here I am in the remembrance halls burning brighter than I have burned in 3 centuries, and they can all feel it, and none of them understand it. And neither, entirely, do I. You are staring, I tell one of them, an old archivist light I half remember. I am searching records. Direct me, or drift, on. And the archivist does not drift on. The archivist studies me the way you study a thing that should not be, and says carefully, you are ebb and flow. You collect minerals at the edge of the third world. You have not spoken to anyone in this hall in 200 years. Circumstances change. They do not change like this, the archivist says quietly, and there is something in it, close to fear. I do not have time for their wonder. I am asking questions I have not asked in centuries, moving through the strata, reaching up the ranks, speaking to lights I would once have passed in silence, because I need to know one thing, and the answer is not where it should be. A hybrid awakening, a sealed soul channel broken open in a species that should not reach it. A green world's child who is white and green at once, who holds both frequencies when it should be one or the other. I have guided 9 species through the soul, and I have never seen it, and the records I am tearing through, stratum by stratum, do not have it either. And that absence is its own answer, and it is the worst one. Because there is only one place a thing this new could hide, and it is the one place I did not want to go, and I go there down into the oldest strata, into the memory we keep that the rest of creation lost, the fall, the tearing of the boundary, the knoll in the higher universes, the long descent from the 4th world into the 3rd. I go down into the memory of the catastrophe itself, looking for the flavor the thing at the center recognized in my boy, the taste it knew from before. And as I sink into that old, terrible light, I feel it. Attention. Not the archivist, not the curious lights in the hall. Something else has turned towards me, from very high up, from a place in the order of things that does not turn towards anyone. It felt me go down into the fall. It felt me searching the oldest strata for a thing that should not exist. And it is now, quietly, watching me do it. The compendium, the archivist says, and the word comes out of it like a held breath released, and every light in the hall goes still. The compendium has opened a query on you, ebb and flow, and the floor drops out of 300 years of me. Because I know what the compendium is. I served on the far side of the veil. I stood close enough to the kings once to learn the thing that almost no one learns, that the harmless bookish order everyone calls the compendium is a coat worn over something else, and the something else does not read records. It reads fate. It is the hand of the emperor and the 3 kings. It keeps the weave of all being, and it does not stir for wonders, and it does not stir for anomalies, and it does not stir for a fallen soldier climbing impossibly back up the ladder. Those are curiosities. And the compendium does not spend itself on curiosities. It stirs when fate itself bends. It stirs when the weave of all existence shifts hard enough to threaten the whole. It stirs, in 3 centuries of my knowing it, perhaps twice, and it has just opened a query on me, which means it is not looking at me at all. It is looking through me, at the thing on the other end of my bond, at the white and green child lying on a tent floor on the third world, and the compendium has decided that Corven is not an anomaly. It has decided he is a bend in fate. I turn from the straighter, my light blazing, my old rank waking in my voice, and I reach for the fastest way down to Verdantia. Because if the compendium is coming, I have to be there first. I have to be between them and him. I have to. Ebb in flow. A new voice. Cool, ancient, from very high up. A voice that has never once in my existence spoken to me directly. Do not descend yet. We have questions, and you will not want to be alone with your answers when you understand what you have bonded yourself to. The compendium is speaking to me. The Weftwoodens are speaking to me. And they are not asking whether I will bring them to Verdantia. They are telling me they are already coming. The tent flap moves, and my mother's voice comes through it, and I have just enough of myself left to be afraid of what I might do. Corven, soft, breaking. Please, let me in. Let me help you. I can hear you, my love. Please, let her in. The sweet, cruel thing whispers, delighted. Let her in and tell her exactly how long you waited in that doorway. Let her in and give it all back, every hour, every dying stranger she chose. Hand it to her while you shake on the floor and watch it land. She wants in. Make in hurt. And I want to. God help me, on the floor, I want to. The wanting is a live thing with its own pulse. And that is how I know she cannot come in. Not because she can't help, because if she comes in now, with this in my chest, with the frequency ringing and the thoughts driving and the sword's edge under my feet, I will say the thing that ends us forever. Or I will do something worse. Because I do not trust the hand on the wheel right now, and I love her too much to let her stand in front of me while I'm not sure it's me holding it. Get out. It comes out of me low and cold and wrong. A voice I don't recognize, the frequency in it. Get out and don't come back in. You can't help me. Nobody here can help me. Do you understand? Do not come in this tent again. Silence on the other side. The kind of silence that has a shape. Corven, out. And this time the cold thing gets a hand on it, and my glow flares white through the tent walls, and something in the pitch of my own voice frightens me so badly that I clamp down on it with everything I have and curl back over the pain and squeeze my eyes shut and just hold the line. I hear her breathing on the other side of the canvas. I hear her not leaving. I hear the exact moment she makes herself go, the drag of it, the cost of it, and her steps move away, and she is gone. And I am alone in the tent the way I have always, underneath everything, been alone. And the terrible thing, the thing I will not look at, the thing that proves how far onto the edge of the sword I have already walked. Part of me is glad I hurt her. I shove it down. It comes back up. I shove it down again. It is heavier this time, and my arms are so tired, and vile is a thread on the far side of the sky, and something is coming for me that I cannot feel yet, and I do not know how many more times I can push this weight back down before the day comes that I simply don't. The frequency rings on in my flesh. The dark hums, sweet against the inside of my skull. And somewhere far above, a thing that reads the fate of all existence has looked down through the whole of creation and found me on a tent floor and decided I matter.